In this video, we're going to take a look at volumes of pyramids, cones, and spheres. So a pyramid is a polyhedron in which the base is a polygon and the lateral faces are triangles with a common vertex. So the vertex is the top point, and we know that the lateral faces, those are the sides. The base is the polygon. And we can see we have a triangle base, a rectangle base, and I think this is a hexagonal base. The formula for the volume is 1/3 the area of the base times the height. And the h is the height. All right, so let's work through some examples. The solids below are regular pyramids. Round your answer to the nearest hundredth. Okay, so we have a base that is a triangle. The area is 1/2 the apothem times the perimeter. Okay, so what do we know? Each side of the triangle is 6, so we know that the perimeter is equal to, well, 6 times 3, and that's 18. What we also know is that this piece on the triangle, let me go ahead and I'm going to draw in the triangle. Let me grab a different color here. Do you remember how we did this in our last unit? There is the little triangle on the bottom. And we're going to need that because we need the area of the base, and so we need the little a, the apothem. And so that triangle, I'm going to go ahead and draw it over here so that it's a little bit bigger. Okay, so each of these angles on this equilateral triangle is 60, and so this guy right here is half of that, that's 30. And then the little a, the apothem, is this guy. Okay, so we have a 30, 60, 90, x root 3, and 2x, and across from the 60 is the 3, so x root 3 is equal to 3. Divide both sides by root 3, and so the x value is 3 over root 3. That is equal to the guy across from the 30. So my a in this formula, area is 1/2 the a value, which is this, times the perimeter, which is 18. All right, so if I put that in the calculator, that is going to be about 15.59. So my area is about 15.59. So the volume is 1/3 area of the base times the height. And we're given the height on this prism, it's this vertical right here, and that's 10. Because this is the volume, is 1/3 area of the base times the height. Okay, so then I'm going to multiply this by 10 and multiply by 1/3, and so my volume is about 51.96, and this is centimeters cubed. Volume is always units cubed. Let's take a look at another pyramid. This one, the base is a square, so that's nice. This is just area is side squared, so it's 14 squared, and 14 squared is 196. Volume is 1/3 the area of the base times the height. So 196, and we can see we don't have our height. We're going to have to calculate that. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and trace in my triangle because I can find the height using Pythagorean theorem. So the slant height is 25. That's equal to the hypotenuse. And that's the c value in my Pythagorean theorem. So I've got a squared plus b squared is equal to c squared. Well, if I try to find the base of this triangle, that's 7. It's half of the whole length right here. So it's, let's call this, I'll give this b. So 7 squared plus b squared is equal to 25 squared. 25 squared is 625. If I take away 7 squared, b squared is equal to 576. And if I take the square root, that's 24. So the height is 24. So then let's calculate the volume here. 196 times 24 multiplied by a third. My volume is 1568, and that is feet cubed. In the third problem, it says the volume of a pyramid is 180. So volume is 1/3 base times height. This is 180. The height is 10. What is the area of the base? Well, that's the missing variable here. So let's just go ahead, and if I multiply 1/3 times 10, that's going to give me 10/3. And one way I can just get rid of the 10/3 is multiply by 3/10 on both sides. That cancels the 3 and the 10, and the area of the base, well, let's see, 3 divided by 10 times 180 is 54. So the base area is 54 inches squared, because area is units squared. All right, the next figure we're going to look at is the cone, and a cone has a circular base. There we go. Doesn't matter what direction it's standing. Same formula. Volume is 1/3 base times height. This time the base, pi r squared, because it's a circle. All right, so let's see. Volume is pi times the radius, pi r squared. Let me go ahead and put in that 1/3. Sorry about that. 1/3 pi r squared times the height. Okay, so we're going to have to do a little bit of calculating again, because we need to find this height. This is the h. All right, so we do have a right triangle, so we can work through Pythagorean theorem. Here's your right angle, so this is the c value. A squared plus b squared is equal to c squared. Okay, so we have 16 squared plus h squared is equal to 34 squared. 34 squared is 1156. If I subtract 16 squared, that will give me 900. So h squared is 900. Take the square root. H is going to be 30. And so I was filling in the formula. So it's 1/3 pi r squared times the height, and the height is 30. All right, let's plug this into our calculator. And it tells you to leave it in terms of pi, so I'm not going to put this guy in the calculator. I'm just going to put 1/3 times 16 squared times 30. And my volume is 2560 pi, and this is meters cubed. Let's take a look at a sphere now. So the surface area for a sphere is 4 pi r squared, and the volume is 4/3 pi r cubed. If I'm going to find the surface area of this sphere, and by the way, r is the radius, so in this case, r would be 9. My surface area is 4 pi 9 squared. And so 9 squared is 81 times 4. This is going to give me 324 pi, and this was inches squared. The volume is 4/3 pi with the radius cubed. So let's just plug that into the calculator. And that'll give you 972 pi inches cubed. One last. The diameter of a men's basketball, so we know the diameter is 24. That means the radius is half of that, which is 12, okay? What is the volume of the men's basketball? What is the total surface area? All right, so surface area is 4 pi radius squared, and volume is going to be 4/3 pi radius cubed. And leave it in terms of pi, so I'm just going to go ahead and put in my calculator 4 times 12 squared, and that's going to give me 4 times 12 squared is 576 pi, and this is going to be centimeters. Oops, I'm putting it on the wrong line. They switch these. Be careful with that. All right, so 576 pi, and this is centimeters squared, and then 4/3 times 12 cubed is going to be 2304, and this is centimeters cubed. All right, that's it for these notes.